A friend reached out to me and asked if I could show off a couple other paintings. And because this app gets mad at me if I don't post something every single day, I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And you know, I don't know if you can tell from this painting alone, but paintings that look like stained glass are kind of my thing. And if you think 9 months is a lot of work for this one, I would like you to know that this one took me a year. Over a year. It's so very worth it though, look at that. I think it's awesome. And for all my fellow Greek myth fans, y'all ever heard of Icarus? It's so cool, I can't stop staring at it all of the time. Every paint color I used in this piece is mixed with gold, and basically all of it is so reflective. If you could see this thing in the sunlight at golden hour, mwah. I actually think this one only took me like 6.5, 7 months. I can't remember, that's crazy to me though. But I also do more abstract impressionist kind of stuff. This one is a pretty good representation of how So Much for Stardust by Fall Out Boy makes me feel. And this one I made when I decided I wasn't actually gonna cave and get a normal job, and I was gonna do this full-time all the time. Each card I painted individually, and each one took me 3 days, but you can feel where one card stops and the other begins. Also, I free-handed this hand, pun absolutely intended, and this was my only reference. Also, the store that sold me these canvases said they were 4 feet tall, but I'm pretty sure they're more like 6, because obviously I'm 8'12". I'm so serious. And those are just some of my favorites. I have so many more. And even though I haven't had much motivation to paint recently, mostly because I've been focusing on the jewelry shop, painting is something that I absolutely love doing, even if they just kind of sit around in stacks most of the time. And again, that's still not all of them. Still not all of them. I feel like being an artist gets you a free pass to being a hoarder, especially when all your hoarding is your own work and stuff to make more work. Please do not come for me. So yeah, thank you to everyone who supported me so far and will in the future. I will keep you all updated, and hopefully we get to see this painting get to where it belongs. I'm just so eternally grateful. Okay, love you, bye. Pay no attention to the song choice. It was just good for my range. Okay, here we go. Turn off the lights, turn off the lights. Turn on the charm for me tonight. Got my heavy heart to hold me down. Once it falls apart, my head's in the clouds. So I'm taking every chance I've got, like the man I know I'm not. I'm sorry, Would you send a birthday card to a stranger, yes or no? Because I'm gonna be 26 in a week. Like April 15th specifically. And right now I'm trying to Pavlov myself into no longer thinking of my birthday as sad. So I guess if you want to, my P.O. box is in the clicky thing that you click on. I collect snow globes. I like Spider-Man and Minecraft. My favorite sports team is the Brighton and Hove Seagulls. Soccer. Everywhere else, football. My favorite colors are yellow and gold, but gold is just fancy yellow, so that's yellow twice. I like butterflies and hummingbirds and salamanders and foxes. My favorite book series is Percy Jackson, or really anything written by Rick Riordan. I'm a big fan of Apollo, and I love the stars. My favorite band is Fall Out Boy. My favorite album is So Much for Stardust by Fall Out Boy. I play the trumpet, but nothing makes me happier than singing and performing. And if I could eat my weight in milk chocolate and caramel, I probably would. Also, my biggest goal right now is to move to Brighton, England, which is where my favorite soccer team is. So I guess that's some stuff about me. Also, my favorite shape is a heart. That's very important. I don't know. Well, let's see how this goes, I guess. Okay, love you, bye. I feel very silly, but I'm choosing to see it as a good thing.
So for immediate safety reasons that I cannot and will not discuss publicly, I spent the past 2 weeks moving out of my apartment and shoving basically my entire life into a storage unit. And for the sake of people who are waiting on orders from me, here is an update. I'm going to be spending the next little while in a short-term accommodation, trying to get the last of the August orders out finally, and then I am getting on a plane to England. It will be temporary on a tourist visa while I just try to figure things out. I am legally allowed to work remotely while I'm there on a tourist visa, so I will still be working on orders. I will have less responsibilities over there, so I'll be able to work on the orders a lot quicker. I will finish the work over there. I will send it to someone here in the States. They will pack them and ship them out to you just like I would if I were here. My hope is to be fully caught up by the end of the summer. Right now, it's looking like I'll probably be in England through November. Hopefully, by the end of that time, I will have a more solid plan to move permanently. But with all of the off-camera things that I cannot and will not talk about, the leap of faith is kind of my only decent option. I will not be shipping orders directly from the UK, because I feel like that could probably get me in trouble. But I am considering opening a limited pre-order for bracelets and chokers that will ship out when I get back, probably early December, in time for the holidays at least. But other than that, I don't have a lot of answers, and the ones I do have, I can't give. But I will ensure that every order is finished and honored and shipped out. I am incredibly grateful for every single one of them, especially because right now they are the only part of my life where I know what I'm doing. And everything else is very uncertain. So yeah, that is all I have right now. But if nothing else, it is actually a lot cheaper for me to go to England temporarily than it would be to stay here. So at least I got that going for me. Okay, love you, bye. I do not refer to myself as Two-Spirit. I have mistakenly done so in the past, in 2023, I think, in a video I honestly thought I deleted, because I realized right after I posted the video that I fucked up. Second point, when it comes to the Wilbur and Shovel situation, firstly, please understand that there is really no good way to say any of what needs to be said. Honestly, I probably should have just never commented on any of it at all. But when I posted that video 2.5 years ago,
I'm sure there's more to this story, Tyler, and I don't know, and I don't understand the hate on, like, why they give a shit, but, like, from what you told me, wait, can I get 10 of them? 5, what you told me about, that Scooter McTutor, whatever his name is, from that band, Lovejoy, and what happened between him and his girlfriend, like, I talked about it earlier too, I addressed this. Everybody knows Hollywood is make-believe. So everything we see about people in Hollywood, and it's not real. So we don't know that this girl, what she's saying is real.
Oh, he saw it.
No, what, like, Lively did. Hi!
What are you doing?
there was still a lot of confusion, and the only reason I posted that video was because there were multiple people asking me my opinion, and at the time there was a lot of harm being done just from the communities and fandoms around us. And I stayed away from anything other than Shelby's statement, because with anything else I just felt that there wasn't enough information and a lot of conflicting information that I didn't fully understand, and didn't want to speak on because I didn't understand it. Because I'm the kind of person that people feel like they can come to me and ask for my opinion on, like, stressful topics, I guess. Like, I don't mind that. I know that I'm a voice of reason in a lot of ways, and I appreciate that, and I'm grateful for that for many reasons. But I'm also the kind of person who wants to know the facts before I form opinions, because forming immediate judgments when you don't know all of the sides is fairly problematic and will probably cause a lot of problems for you and everyone around you in the future. And like, sure, you can form an immediate opinion and then change that opinion later, and that's usually okay. But the thing is, when you decide to act on that immediate opinion as if it is like the hard truth immediately, it does tend to cause a lot of issues. So when you're unsure of something, or you've heard something that you think might be true, but you can't be too sure, I will always recommend holding off on forming that opinion, or at least holding off on letting people know your opinion. Because it is so difficult to take that shit back. I mean, you really can't, but it is so difficult to backtrack that sort of thing. And because I saw a lot of people treating Wilbur's statement as an admission of guilt, when to me it did seem genuine, and like he honestly didn't understand the extent of the harm he had done, and was doing therapy and stuff to be better in the future.
Everything that I said was acknowledged and not denied, not even a single detail. Literally not a single detail. And I want to clarify that because there was only one but. But I thought it was consensual. I thought the biting specifically was consensual. I thought the biting was consensual. I never said otherwise. I never said that it wasn't. That was not the issue. That close to the issue. It is completely changing the story right in front of your face. All it would take you is going back and watching that again or read this transcript. I wanted to be so clear that there was no shame in biting in a relationship. I wouldn't judge people participating in that consensually, because it can be harmless. The point is that it was harming me. And it wasn't at first. He was capable of doing it for months without even a single accident, never hurting me. And then accidents started, and then they were repeating, and then they were becoming more frequent. And then it was a routine. It was part of our routine. It was every day, and it was worse and worse, more extreme pain as time went on. For him to say, but I thought the biting was consensual, is implying I said different. It's implying that the situation was he was biting me, and I said I didn't consent to that. That didn't happen. That's not... And there is no room for him to have misunderstood that, because I made it explicitly clear in my very original stream by saying the biting was not the problem. I did agree to it. I did consent to him biting me. I did not consent to him hurting me.
I felt very strongly about the way it was being treated from an outside perspective.
I have had a crush on Will Gold since 2019.
And while my intention with that video was to reduce harm, I wound up letting my own perspective and interpretation kind of take over the video. And while part of me wants to clear up several more things, every time I try, it just keeps sounding like justifications. And at this point, I think I just need to bow out, admit that I went about things the wrong way. And third, in regards to Sword Temple and Culture Hustle, there is a lot I want to say, and I'm not entirely sure how to say it. But first, let me just start out by saying that I'm a very intense, optimistic, positive, happy person, and I have a tendency to take very bold steps with my career that a lot of people wouldn't. And while a lot of things are much more obvious in hindsight, and present day me definitely would have taken silence as a much more direct answer, but at the time I was very excited. And because I knew there were multiple things keeping him from responding, his account was banned from DMs for a couple weeks, he had launches and events and other things keeping him. I assumed he was busy, I assumed he wasn't getting the messages, or even that he just wasn't seeing them, and so I made a bunch of preparations because I wanted to be ready when he eventually got back to me. I worked really hard to be prepared because I really wanted it to happen. But as time passed, and it became more and more clear that he just wasn't going to talk to me about it anymore.
Right now I have an incredible job working with amazing people in England waiting for me, and I just have to get, which is why I made this.
I wound up venting on the internet, thinking I would just delete the videos in a week after I moved on. Clearly that did not happen, and I wound up making a long-term problem out of very short-term feelings, and the consequences of that have all happened at the worst possible time, and now it's a lot bigger than any of it should have been, and I don't know how to properly apologize for it. I promise that all of it is just mistakes and misunderstandings. They're all coming out at once at a rate that is too fast for me to process. And you have this entirely separate thing of watching these people face the consequences of their own actions, and still think that they're in the right, and that everyone else is trying to halt their hustle or some shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? The world is not out to get you. You are doing shitty things, and seeing the consequences of those shitty things that you have been doing, knowing they are shitty things, and everyone who tried to warn you is the bad guy, I guess. Listen, I am an activist. I have always been an activist. I know what is right, and I stand on it. I stand for it.
But the stone I used
is called kunzite. And saying the word kunzite makes me feel like I'm saying something I should not be saying at all. Why would they name things like this? I look too white to be saying words like that. But it's so pretty.